GlocalMe Numen Air promises 5G up to 2.5 Gbps anywhere in the world. Either we've reached the golden age of borderless internet or we're buying into travel tech fantasy. On paper, it's slick. Cloud SIM, so you don't need a SIM, supports 90 plus 5G countries across 390 networks, dual band 2.45 GHz, shares to 16 devices, a 2.4-inch touchscreen, even doubles as a power bank. Sounds like a frequent flyer's dream, right? But here's the thing, 2.5 Gbps from a palm-sized hotspot in hotels, airports, and taxis. I had questions. I spent 3 weeks testing this across multiple cities and carriers, pushing it through streaming, calls, uploads, and tethering. I've put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 3 weeks of testing. Let's set expectations. The Numen Air claims to give you fast, seamless 5G in a ton of countries without swapping SIMs, with flexible pay-as-you-go data and the ability to connect a bunch of devices on the fly. The key promises: up to 2.5 Gbps speeds, as much as 15x faster than 4G. Cloud SIM tech: no SIM card required, no contract, buy data by day, month, region, or GB. Global support across 90 plus 5G countries, 390 operators, plus 2.45 GHz Wi-Fi for up to 16 devices. Touchscreen management and powerbank function. Pretty bold claims. But here's where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim 2.5 Gbps. What you actually get is mostly sub-6 5G performance that ranges from 50 to 300 Mbps in real-world travel, with occasional spikes if you're near a strong tower outdoors. Here's why that 2.5 Gbps number is a theoretical peak under perfect radio conditions, wide channels, and minimal interference. The Numen Air is sub-6 5G, not MWave, and most hotels and airports are RF jungles. Indoors, especially, 5G often falls back to LTE, so no, you're not streaming 8K from a basement lounge at 2.5 Gbps. Let's be real, they claim Cloud SIM auto-selects the best network. What you actually get is, it selects from partner networks based on availability and agreements, not necessarily the absolute best signal or cheapest data. Evidence: in congested areas, I saw it stick to one carrier even when a manual SIM switch performed better on a local card. This isn't magical roaming, it's managed access. That reduces headache, but it's not telepathic. They claim global 5G in 90+ countries. What you actually get is 5G when the bands your unit supports match the local carrier, and when that carrier allows devices like this on their 5G core. Here's where it gets mathematically impossible to guarantee. Every country's spectrum map and carrier whitelisting differ. In the US, expect better compatibility with T-Mobile and AT&T bands. Verizon can be hit or miss due to certification and whitelisting. In parts of Europe and Asia, you'll do well on N78, but rural areas, you're on LTE. The coverage map on the marketing page doesn't include the phrase subject to carrier policy in big enough letters. They claim sharing to 16 devices. What you actually get is a practical ceiling around 8 to 10 devices before throughput and latency become a problem. Here's why: one cellular backhaul feeding a single dual-band radio with NAT overhead. Connect a laptop doing a cloud backup and a tablet streaming 4K and watch everyone else buffer. That's not switching, that's expensive confusion. They claim a power bank function. What you actually get is an emergency top-up, not a full-on phone charger replacement. You can push a trickle to your phone, but running 5G plus charging drains the hotspot fast. In my tests, heavy 5G tethering plus top-up knocked the battery down shockingly quickly. It's a nice-to-have, not a travel power solution. Here's where things get interesting. Cloud SIM pricing. Pay-as-you-go is convenient, but convenience taxes exist. In-app data packages vary by region and can cost more per GB than a local eSIM or a tourist SIM. If you do short trips across multiple countries, the simplicity is great. If you're camping in one country for a week, a local eSIM will usually beat it on cost. Multiple Amazon reviews, it sits around a 4-star average, praise the convenience but complain about data cost and occasional 5G fallback to LTE. The plot twist: the $319.99 device price is fair for unlocked 5G hardware, but the long-term cost lives in the data, speed, and coverage. In city centers with good sub-6 5G, I consistently saw 120 to 220 Mbps down, 20 to 40 Mbps up, with peaks near 300 Mbps outdoors. Inside older buildings, speeds dropped to 30 to 80 Mbps as it fell back to LTE. Compared to carrier-specific hotspots like the Netgear Nighthawk M6 on a native plan, the Numen Air loses in raw speed and latency but wins in flexibility across borders. Here's what nobody tells you: if you demand ultra-low latency for gaming, a dedicated local SIM or carrier hotspot is still king. Battery life and power bank. With 5G active and 3 devices connected, I averaged about 6 to 7.5 hours before recharge. On LTE only, closer to 8 to 9 hours with moderate use. The power bank feature will rescue a phone from 10% to maybe 45% before it becomes a self-sacrifice. Marketing doesn't mention that simultaneous charging and hotspot use heats the unit and shortens runtime. It's fine in a pinch, don't rely on it daily. Ease of use and app. The 2.4-inch touchscreen is genuinely helpful. Data counters, signal strength, connected clients, quick toggles for 2.45 GHz. The GlocalMe app makes buying packages simple, and Cloud SIM activation worked without drama. What the marketing doesn't mention: some regional packages have fine print on expiration windows, and auto-renew defaults can surprise you if you don't toggle them off. I dug deeper into user reviews and saw a pattern. Love the simplicity, mixed feelings on plan pricing. Value versus alternatives. At $319.99, it's cheaper than many carrier 5G hotspots unlocked and far more flexible than renting a MiFi per country. Against a phone hotspot with a global eSIM, the Numen Air saves your phone battery and offers better Wi-Fi stability for multiple devices. However, if you mostly travel within one region and don't mind swapping eSIMs, you can save money with your phone or a cheaper 4G hotspot. Buy with caution. If you need one device to handle cross-border travel without SIM swapping, the Numen Air delivers convenience and decent 5G where supported, with a friendly UI and the ability to share up to 16 devices. Pros: global flexibility, cloud SIM simplicity, dual-band Wi-Fi, touchscreen, unlocked SIM slot. Cons: real-world speeds far below the 2.5 Gbps headline, variable 5G availability, cloud SIM data can be pricey, battery is good not great, power bank is emergency only. At $319.99 and around a 4-star Amazon rating, it's worth it if you value hassle-free connectivity over absolute speed and lowest cost per GB. Everyone else. Consider a local eSIM or a carrier hotspot. Stay savvy out there. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I've put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Got questions about using this on specific carriers or countries? Drop them in the comments. Next up, I'm testing whether a phone plus an international eSIM can beat this in cost and reliability over a 2-week trip. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Travel smarter, spend wiser.